And welcome to our midweek show of Upon Further Review. I'm Josh Aubrey. Plenty to get to in this week's show. The Georgia Southern Eagles will be looking to rebound from a tough 49-28 loss on the road at Troy, as they'll be hosting Louisiana Monroe coming up Saturday at Paulson Stadium. As for our area high school football, a couple state playoff games coming up this Friday. The Bulloch Academy Gators coming off a big win against Frederica to claim the number 2 seed. They'll be at home coming up Friday night as they host Tift area. We'll hear from Pat Collins and a few of the Gator players. We'll also send you over to preview the Statesboro High Blue Devils, who open up the state playoffs as the number 3 seed. They'll hit the road for Dutchtown. We'll hear from head coach Jeff Kaiser and some of his players as well. We also have some high school basketball highlights as Southeast Bulloch opened the season on Tuesday. We'll let you know the Statesboro Southeast Bulloch game will be played on Saturday, so plenty to get to. Stay with us. We'll have all that and more coming up next. And a reminder before we go to break, hopefully you'll never be in an accident, but if so, please give our friends at the Sullivan Law Firm a call, 912-489-8888, or online at thesullivanlawfirm.com.
The Medical Center Pharmacy on Grenade Street is proud to be your Health Mart pharmacy in Statesboro. The Medical Center Pharmacy, locally owned and serving this community for 50 years, is open 364 days a year. The pharmacists at Medical Center know there's nothing more important than your family's well-being. That's why they take the time to know their customers, explain their medications, and answer any questions. The Medical Center Pharmacy, your Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
Well, the Georgia Southern Eagles looking to rebound from their loss 49-28 this past week on the road at Troy. After a few weeks on the road this week, the Eagles get to return to the friendly confines of Paulson Stadium, where they'll be hosting Louisiana Monroe. We had a chance to talk with head coach Chad Lunsford and some of the players about the game.
Talking about last week, embarrassing. We did not play a good game in all 4 phases that we talk about. Offense, defense, special teams, and our sideline. And anytime you have anything like that, that's a direct reflection of the head football coach, and I take full ownership in that game. That's not to take anything away from Troy. I thought they did a tremendous job with their game plan. I thought they came out, played really hard, played like they wanted it. We did not play like we had a chip on our shoulder like we had been playing. And that's a direct reflection of me. And obviously we've got to make sure that we get that corrected this week. We got a tough ULM team coming in that is very high-powered offense, can put up a lot of points, and definitely is a team that we have to be very mindful of and be ready for come this Saturday. We didn't establish anything on offense. We were not able to stop them on defense. There was a little bit of a when you get into that third quarter, defense making some plays, and then us getting a drive. We missed a field goal going the start of the fourth quarter. We hit a 4th down play to score a touchdown that ended up getting us within 6 points that got us back in the game. But then the defense, we ended up letting them go right back down and score. So really there's not many positives in this game. Just like we love to win, we hate to lose, and we got to find an answer to that. And because that Saturday was not indicative of what our football team has been this year. We have always went into these games with chips on our shoulders and just going and work for a victory. Didn't feel like we did that Saturday. With ULM, again, they got a really good quarterback, and he's a dual threat guy. He can obviously throw the ball. He can extend plays with his legs. They have a very balanced offense in that they run and throw. Statistics show that very similar passing and throwing. very experienced, have a lot of guys that have played together since they were sophomores. So we've got to be mindful of their inside zone, split zone, RPO game. We got to make sure that we're, getting our run fits right, but also being able to play their route combos and their run pass options off of those types of things. And then, defensively, when you look at them statistically, they've given up some points, they've given up some yards. So, that then needs to be a challenge to our offense that we've got to go out there and make sure we move the ball and we generate points on offense. So, going to be a tough game. And, our guys have got to understand that every week it needs to be a dogfight. We need to go into the game saying that we're going to go 60 or more minutes of a dogfight. And we did not do that last week, so we need to try to come out and do that this week.
Yeah, I know who we have here. I know the coaches we have here. And, they're great coaches. And I'm like I said, everything we're gonna put it all together this week. And the guys we have here, the players, the coaches, everybody trusts each other. It's all about what we do. Because when it was in the summer, in the springtime, those guys who was bashing us on social media wasn't even around. They didn't know anything about it. They're just here on Saturdays, So, we know who we got. We know what we got in the locker room. We know the coaches. We trust everybody. And, that's why it's so easy for us to reset and to take a loss and to bounce right back because we know who we have. If we didn't know who we have, you was a little shaky and trusting the individuals that's leading you or who's with you, then you may. But, I'm confident, and we all are confident. There's never any doubt in any player, any coach's mind as far as like our leadership or who we have. Because we all know who we have, and we're going to go to war with who we have every week. And I'm fine with that, and I'm confident in that, and I'm honestly just ready to get back at it.
And that game taking place Saturday afternoon at Paulson Stadium. Plenty more to get to on this week's show. We'll come back and see some highlights from Southeast Bulloch's basketball teams opening up the season at home on Tuesday night. And we'll also preview the Bulloch Academy Gators and Statesboro Blue Devils' upcoming state playoff games.
My Queensboro banker is Cheryl Quick.
Blanchard Equipment Company has 16 locations.
Queensboro has homegrown values just like us.
They get heavily involved in every community.
And that means strong customer service.
They've been around a long time, just like John Deere.
When you run across the bank like that, you stick with them.
I sure would like to own one of these John Deeres.
Well, we can sure make that happen.
Oh, well.
Queensboro is your community bank. Queensboro National Bank and Trust.
Well, we're here at the University Store. Big game this week. Got a game week for Georgia Southern. Plenty of apparel here. Plenty of things for your game day needs. Plenty of different brands. Plenty for your tailgating. Let's get out and take a look at some of the things they have here at the University Store. The Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets getting the basketball season underway. First-year head coach Meredith Belcher's team down 20-10 in the second half, but storming back. Jordan Smith hits the jumper. A little bit later, they go down low. And a big basket by Shanaza Johnson. Later, Johnson finishes off a nice dish from Smith. Southeast gets within 2, and then they'd end up tying it up. Smith hits another jumper. But in the long run, the Mustangs proving to be too tough, and they go on to win this one by a final of 43-38. Coach Matt Kuykendall in his first year as head coach of Southeast Bulloch, replacing longtime head coach John Page. The Jackets in control in the first half as they jump out to a big lead. A.J. Williams on the break gets the hoop and the foul. And more from Williams. He pulls up and hits for 2 more of his team-high 25 points. Everything falling the Jackets' way. The corner 3 off the glass. They were up 11-6 at the end of the first and 32-27 at the half. In the second half, though, The Mustangs start to pull away. They end up outscoring the Jackets 20-9 in the third quarter and would hold on to win 79-72. Up next for Southeast Bulloch, they'll be hosting Statesboro Saturday night in Brooklyn. That'll be a doubleheader with the girls playing first and at 6 o'clock, and then the boys starting around 7:30. All right, stay with us. Up next, we'll preview some high school state playoff football games.
This your boy Mo with the flow. Come check out the stove. 15-0, 2 weeks in a row, baby. Stiff arming, high prices. And we're throwing the flag on quality that's low. That's why you need to come see Mo at Floors Out in Statesboro, Georgia. Come check us out at 1267 Northside Drive East in Statesboro, or call us at 912-225-9911. Georgia!
And join me now, the head coach of the Statesboro Blue Devils, Jeff Kaiser. And Coach, it's always nice when you're a part of the postseason. You guys clinched your spot as the number 3 seed with a big win this past week against New Hampstead. First off, your thoughts on the New Hampstead game?
I was real proud of our kids. Defensively, we played exceptionally well, with the exception of the opening drive of the second half. We limited New Hampstead to about 125 yards of total offense, so it was another good performance by our defense. We ran the ball very well, tackled well, and kept their dangerous athletes in check for the most part. And we did what we thought we had to do offensively, which was establish the run game. We got very conservative in the second half, and we felt like the game was in hand, but just very proud of our kids and their effort.
All right, well, this week you start the 5A playoffs once again. You're the 3 seed once again, and you hit the road again. This time you're got a big challenge ahead as you head up to Dutchtown.
Very good defensive football team, led by Will Anderson, an Alabama commit at defensive end, a very good football player, but there's not a lot of difference, a lot of drop-off from him and the other guys up front for Dutchtown. They are very simple defensively. They base out of a 4-3, 2-deep look, and they don't waver from it very much with the exception of a few stunts, but they do it very, very well. Again, another team that has incredible team speed. Our quarterback is the coach's son that just does an outstanding job. They're not 9-1 because they're an average football team. It's a very good football team. Will be a big challenge for our guys.
They remind you of anybody you've played this year?
Burke. Offensively, they remind me of Burke County. Defensively, they're a faster version of veterans. Again, a very, very impressive defensive front.
What do you feel like you have to do to pull out a victory?
What we've been doing. We didn't sit in here yesterday or come to practice today and reinvent the wheel. We're just going to get better at what we do and try to take advantage of some spots where we feel like we may be able to from an offensive standpoint. And defensively, we've got to approach it the same way we've been approaching it and continue to run the football.
Last year, you guys went in a similar situation to a pretty talented athletic team and just about pulled off the upset. Do you feel like that'll help you going into this one?
I don't know. We're just excited to be in the postseason. Kids a lot of times take it for granted. Over half the teams in the state of Georgia are taking up equipment today, and we're not one of them. We feel like this year has been another step in the right direction for our program. Win or lose Friday, it has been. I'm extremely proud of these kids. I'm extremely proud of the sustaining the winning attitude that we have when it got tough in a 4-game stretch during the season. We feel like we can win every one we go in and play, and that's the attitude our kids have, and that's what we got to continue to do.
All right, 7:30 there in Dutchtown. Stay with us. Up next, we'll hear from a few of the Blue Devil players. Join me now, a couple of the Blue Devil players. We have Jacoby Edenfield and Jeremy Reese. Jeremy, we'll begin with you. Coming off a big win, got the number 3 seed in the state playoffs, beating New Hampstead. Your thoughts on the New Hampstead game?
Overall, I think we played very good. Offensive line, we had a much better game than last week, and for that reason, we can secure the number 3 spot.
All right, Jacoby, the defense, you guys went up against a team that was averaging over 30 points a game, held them to 6. How do you feel like defensively you guys did last week?
I feel like we played well. We stayed disciplined, stayed in our lanes, and did what we was coached to do.
All right, well, this week you guys open up the state on the road at Dutchtown, a tough team. Your thoughts on playing Dutchtown to open up the state?
In my eyes, if we take practice serious, watch film and study, we'll do good this Friday. I mean, we can beat them.
All right, Jacoby, playing Dutchtown last year, you guys went on the road and almost beat Griffin, a tough athletic team. You got the kind of same test this time around.
Just practice hard, stay focused, and just treat them like they're a normal team.
All right, Statesboro on the road at number 2 Dutchtown, Friday night at 7:30. Get out there and support the Blue Devils. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, providing primary care for Statesboro area patients since 1998, providing complete physicals, complete sports physicals, Medicare wellness exams, full diabetes treatment, and education from lifestyle changes to oral medications to insulin pump therapy, in-house dermatology, in-house circulation tests, and ultrasounds, and in-house labs. Featuring nurse practitioner Melissa Beasley, Family Internal Medicine of Statesboro can accommodate same-day or next-day appointments to serve your needs. Family Internal Medicine Associates of Statesboro, where we care.
When my dad passed away, we started keeping my mother at home. She was not happy, and we were not happy because she wasn't happy, and so we decided we would check into Willow Pond, and we brought her to Willow Pond, and immediately when she came up here, that visit, the first visit, she fell in love with it and she was ready to stay. We're so happy that we did for her because she was completely satisfied, and she lived here almost 11 years, between 10 and a half and 11 years, and there's no doubt in my mind that it extended her life and it made her happy and completely content.
My name is Chandler Dennard, and I'm the Executive Director here at Willow Pond. Come let our family take care of your family.
A sports injury can stop you in your tracks. At Optum Orthopedics, our specialized physicians and staff use advanced orthopedic procedures with one specific goal in mind: to get you back to you. If you have a sports injury, request an evaluation. Experience the Optum difference.
And join me now, the head coach of the Bulloch Academy Gators, Pat Collins. And Coach, you guys were able to wrap up the regular season in style with a big victory against Frederica, the defending state champs, down at their place, even down in St. Simons. It sounded like, from all accounts, things were going pretty well on both sides of the ball.
Josh, it was a complete team victory. I was very, very pleased with many things. As he's been all year, Olin Anderson was stellar with his kicking. Our defense played tremendous. They took their first drive and they were able to get the ball down the field and score. It took them several plays, but from that point on, our defense really shut them down. One stat that just really jumped off the page at me when I was doing the stats regarding the defense is our defense allowed only 29 yards rushing on 22 carries by Frederica, and I think for anybody that's tremendous, especially when you consider the skill players they have. Offensively, I thought we did exactly what we needed to do to beat a very athletic team. We controlled the tempo and everything with our offense. We had 69 offensive snaps, which is unheard of for a high school football game. I thought our offensive line executed extremely well. Rodney Hill, once again, he had 31 carries, and Rodney was 205 or so yards. Jake Wasden had another 22 carries, and he was right around 100 yards himself. Both Rodney and Jake scored. And then late in the game, Cam Harrison had to come in, and Cam contributed very, very positively, and he had tacked on a touchdown of his own. So they're a very formidable team. They have tremendous athletes. They have diverse schemes on offense, and they're very multiple with their defense as well. They're a very, very good football team. They're hard to defend because they do so many things, and they do so many things well, and they have very, very good players. So they're coached by Eric Soliday. Eric Soliday, for those who do not know, he's like I am. He's a retired GHSA coach. Coach Soliday's won a couple of state championships when he was coaching at America. So he's been around the block a time or two himself.
What do you feel like you guys have to do in order to pick up a victory here Friday night?
Well, I think the formula for us is somewhat the same as it's been the last several weeks. we've got to get stops on defense. We've got to limit their big plays because they've got so many playmakers. We just have to try to contain that. And then offensively, we have got to take care of the football or run the football well and try to control the situation somewhat with our offense. And then, as always, I mean, it goes without saying you've got to be sound in your kicking game. And if we can do those things, I think we're going to be in very good shape. Later in the week, the weather forecast, and it can change day to day, but it does call for cooler temperatures. It calls for some rain on Friday. So, I would like to think that our style is built for that type of condition as opposed to a team that really wanted to throw it around a lot.
All right, so the Gators hosting Tift area. The Panthers coming in 7:30 Friday night for the opening round of the state. I guess the tickets are $10 for admission. No GISA passes are taken for this game, and students get in for $8. So stay with us. Speaking of students, we'll hear from a couple Gator players coming up next.
Ready for fall? Us too at RJ Pope. Get ready to cheer on your favorite team in a new performance polo from Peter Millar, Southern Tide and AFCO. Ladies, we have the best brands and trending fashions. Complete your look with one of our best-selling shoe brands, Soft, On Cloud, and Free People. Shop these brands and so much more at one of our 3 locations, RJ Pope Buckhead, Downtown, and Vidalia.
And joining me now, a couple of the Bulloch Academy players. We have Cam Harrison and Riley Joyce, and a big victory this past week, Riley, against Frederica, as you guys assured yourselves of a home playoff game in the number 2 seed. What do you feel like were the keys to the win Friday?
Well, it was absolutely a grudge match. It was Frederica last year disrespected us and beat us terribly, and that whole week we were probably one of our most physical weeks at practice, just getting ready to go beat them down. We knew they couldn't hang with us just in terms of physicality.
All right, well, Cam, for the game, I know that you had to step in a little bit there toward the end of the game, and I know that the offense really moved the ball and the defense played well. Also, tell us about the X's and O's, how you feel like that went.
It came down to how we were and how we prepared for that. We knew something was going to happen. That's what we prepared for, and something did happen. Unfortunately, I had to step up and become a leader at that point, and I stepped up to the plate, and I believe the offensive line and defensive line did what they had to do, and they helped me do what I had to do. And Riley, of course, helped tremendously with the game that we had to do.
Okay, well, this week you get, because of you winning, you get to host the state playoff. It should be a good atmosphere here at Bulloch Academy. You guys have Tift area coming in. What do you expect out of them?
From what I heard from some friends, Tift area is a lot like Frederica. They're going to be speedy, quick things, but if we play like we did against Fred with the offensive line beating them down and the defense stopping them whenever they do their little trick plays and things like that, things that don't work again second time, we should beat them.
All right, your thoughts, Cam. What do you know about Tift area? What do you expect?
I know that their defensive line is going to be quick, so of course the offensive line is going to have to be physical this week. It's going to be a tough week to prepare for. I mean, we usually don't do good in the first round at BA, but this year I believe that we can actually do something, and I believe that in our offensive line and our offense and defense and our coaches that we can fulfill our destiny.
All right, that game 7:30 at Gator Alley. Get out there and support Bulloch Academy.
Tanya's mother told her she'd find the perfect bedroom at Badcock Home Furniture and More. And she was right. Again.
Pick a pumpkin and save up to 25% at Badcock Home Furniture and More. That's extra savings on sweet deals, like this reclining sofa for just $5.98, or this 5-piece bedroom set for only $4.98. It's easy with your style, our credit. Pick your pumpkin and save at Badcock Home Furniture and More.
And join me now, the head coach of the Southeast Bulloch Yellow Jackets, Barrett Davis. And Coach, I know it's been a wild few days for you. You end the game Friday, you think season's over, and now you find out Monday morning The season is back on, and you're getting ready to pack up all your stuff. Now you got to get ready to pack it up to go on the road and play in the state playoffs.
Well, it's been a roller coaster of emotions over the past week. We played 3 games in 8 or 9 days, and we went from every scenario to being a 3 seed to fighting for a 4 seed to being out to having a chance at the power rankings, still getting the at-large bid. To being out, so we wrapped up Friday and we said our goodbyes and everything. We were planning to take up equipment this morning, but we received a call around 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning from the Georgia High School Association just informing us that we will be back in as the number 4 seed due to some events in Savannah. So
the emotions that you've been on, at Tuesday after you lost the game to Beach, it seemed like you were still had a chance at being the number 3 seed if you would have won against Johnson. And then you got the word that Islands has forfeited another game, and the best you could do is tie for 4th and lose head-to-head. So at that point, everybody was pretty down. You still were able to put enough together to pull out a victory over Johnson, which in hindsight was huge, because had you just packed it in and lost that game, you may not be in the position you're in right now.
That's right. If we would have lost that game or just kind of folded up shop and lost to Johnson Friday, then we wouldn't even be having this this conversation right now. But we told our kids, once we played Tuesday, we lost the heartbreaker to Beach on the final drive. Just couldn't take the lead. Played from behind the entire game. But we told our kids, you've worked hard for 4 years. You're playing for pride. You're playing for the name on the front of your jersey. You're to represent your school. And we want our seniors to go out with a bang and finish at 5-5. And that's all we could do. And we found out a scenario Friday that we were still in the mix for power rankings to get the at-large bid. So that kind of added some momentum and some reason to why we needed to win the game. But unfortunately, that wasn't going to be enough to get in that spot either. So it's been a roller coaster. But we're happy to get a chance to play football for another week.
All right, so you've got Crisp County, of all teams, coming up. Obviously, they're one of the top teams in the state. They're the number 1 seed out of their region. What do you expect, and how's the team feeling right now?
Well, our kids, we kind of had a meeting this morning. They were excited. I pretty much got tackled into the stage of the auditorium just because they were excited. Nobody wants to hang up pads for last time, and so it was a good feeling to get to play football for another week and do or die from here on out. But Crisp County, Coach Harbor, he does a good job. They're 7-3, and they're ranked in the top 10, so we've got our work cut out for us. But we're going to have to go play and get things rolling on a quick turnaround. So.
Yeah, it's tough for you guys because typically if you knew you were in and you knew your opponent there on Friday, you'd have a couple of days to start looking at film. Now you have to start it on Monday, kind of a little bit behind.
Right, so we'll be, the good thing is it's an equal playing field for both teams because they just found out this morning they're not playing the team they had been prepping for. So, we've already swapped films. We'll have a short practice today, just kind of walk through some stuff with our kids, and coaches will have a chance to meet tonight and kind of get our game plan finalized for Friday. So.
All right, there's Coach Barrett Davis. Stay with us. Coming up next, we'll hear from a couple of the Jacket players. This portion of the Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show is brought to you by Crazy Nick's Inflatables. We'd love to be a part of your birthday parties, church and Sunday school functions, school event, community event, company events, or just entertainment for a small family gathering. Whatever your event, it can provide the fun. Serving Bulloch, Effingham, Bryan, and surrounding counties, delivery, setup, and breakdown are all included in the pricing. For more information, call 912-690-5972 or visit them online at crazynicksinflatables.com. And join me now, a couple of the Southeast Bulloch players. We've got Jamari Daniels and Peyton Carr. And Peyton, first off, your reaction when you found out this morning that you guys were going to indeed be going to the state playoffs.
I was shocked, but also thankful at the same time.
Jamari, the same thing. You guys kind of thought, hey, it's time to put up the pads, and then you find out you've got a game coming up Friday.
Yeah, emotions definitely has been up and down this week, over the past couple of weeks. So now, we're excited, so we're ready to go play.
Well, Peyton, it was going to be your last game for high school football. You thought was probably going to be Friday night, and now you've got another chance. How's that to get that word that you're going to still have your high school football career continue?
It's one more game. Emotions are high. The team's ready, and I know I'm ready to go out with the bang.
All right, Jamari. Now you've gotten the initial happiness, and now you know you got to get ready for a pretty good team in Crisp County. How are y'all feeling about that?
You know, we're definitely excited, so we always up to the task. All we wanted was an opportunity, so we're going to go make the best of it.
All right, you got Crisp County, a pretty good team. You're going to have to hit the road. Your thoughts on playing this game on Friday?
It's exciting. Good atmosphere, good team. What more can you ask for?
All right, Southeast Bulloch on the road at Crisp County. Coming up Friday night, get out there and support the Jackets. The Southeast Bulloch Coaches Show segment is brought to you in part thanks to Southeast Tire and Service. Southeast Tire and Service has been in business for 13 years, offering extensive vehicle repair and service from bumper to bumper. Come have a cup of coffee with us and let us help you with your car needs. Located at 400 Parker Avenue in Brooklyn. Plenty of Bulloch County athletes signing official letters of intent over the past few days. Wednesday, Bulloch Academy golfer Abby Newton signed with Georgia Southern.
I mean, Georgia Southern was just the automatic option for me. It's been my dream school since I started playing golf, and when I realized I wanted to play golf in college, you know, that was my only thought, being from Statesboro. And I'm just happy and blessed for the opportunity that Coach Keyfield and the rest of the Georgia Southern has given me. So there was definitely a lot of extra hours put in, and to be able to, for it to finally pay off has been a dream come true for sure. But the other sports have definitely helped me along the way. Basketball and softball with team leadership and everything else along the way has definitely helped. I couldn't be more excited for the next 4 years playing as a Georgia Southern Eagle.
Meanwhile, over at Georgia Premier, 2 student athletes signed to play baseball coming up this fall.
I decided with my family over the years. It felt comfortable. It was the right fit. The environment was real nice, and my grandma was there, so I gotta stay close to her and all that. But yeah, it was a nice experience talking with my friends and coaches to decide, and this was the school I wanted. So
it was a decision made by me and my parents and my coaches. He told me that it would be a good fit for me to go there and have a nice time and get my education and continue playing the game I love. And it's just a wonderful decision, and I hope that I succeed and continue to do the best that I can.
We place our trust in a lot of things every day. We trust that the red light will turn green, that our kids will wake us up too early on the weekends, and that our roof will keep us dry when the storm comes rolling through. But there's nothing more trustworthy than the rising sun. For over 50 years, Lee Hill and Johnston has ensured the trust of thousands across the Southeast. Like the faithfulness of the rising sun, you can rest assured that we have your trust insured.
And it's that time of the show once again. Jen's Pick 6, brought to you as always by
Lee Hill and Johnson.
All right, Jennifer last week 4-2. Josh dropped down to 3-3, so we're back to a tie again. Let's see who can pull ahead. We start with Georgia Southern giving 7 points to UL Monroe. Jennifer, you got a pep talk?
Yeah, we're going to pep talk these boys. Okay, Josh, that's what they need. Okay, so guys, Georgia Southern Eagles. Last week I know you were on the road. This week, are they on the road, Josh?
They're back home.
They're back home. So, guys, you get on that field, Chad, Kevin, Lunsford, you get on the boys, and you tell the boys that they have the GATA, because you know that that's what happens. When you're at Paulson Stadium, that's what's going to happen.
I'm with you.
I believe that even when you're on the road, you still try to have your team all in a huddle. And I saw, like 2 weeks ago maybe, I saw what happened.
They're good.
Cole Swindell, I would like to tell y'all, I'm going to give you a shout out to Cole Swindell because he tweeted me, I tweeted him last night, he tweeted me right back saying, GATA will win this one. I believe it.
So the Eagles win. All right, I'm going with you. We got Virginia Tech, Georgia Tech. Virginia Tech giving Georgia Tech 6.
I'm taking Virginia Tech on this one, minus 6 points. I mean, come on.
Georgia Tech stinks.
I mean, what is happening? Ever since Paul Johnson left,
See?
that is what's happening.
Good job, Jennifer.
I don't like this.
All right, Appalachian State, the team we beat, that beat South Carolina. Now they're giving 13 to Georgia State. Who you like?
This is the minus 13 points.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of points. But guess what? I got faith in Appalachian State for some reason. And I guarantee you're going to go home.
Yeah.
You're going to beat
Georgia State.
Georgia State. I
All
believe
right.
that.
I think they might win, but I don't think it's going to be 13. I got to pick some against.
I think it's going to be 40, to be honest.
Okay, 40. Notre Dame is giving 11 points to Navy. Navy right there on the top 25.
Okay.
No?
Navy,
Not
that's
gonna do
another
it?
issue. they're going home. They're at home. All these teams
Yeah.
that we're playing,
Right.
that we're picking, are home. Okay, so
Well, some of them, but you're
some of
right.
them, most of them, not all of them. But Notre Dame, I have been doing some research, and Notre Dame, it looks like to me they've been beating up
The other teams?
other teams, and I have to say that I'm going with Notre Dame, even though it says minus 11 points.
Okay.
I'm just going to go for it, and I'm going to tell y'all that you get out there and you play your really self hard, and you understand what these coaches are telling you. Even though some of these coaches are younger, you just get out there, play it, guys. Come
All
on,
right.
play it.
So you got Notre Dame pep talk too.
We're
All right.
going.
I'm taking Navy. I like the old service academies. Alabama got beat last week. Did you see any of that game?
Yes, I saw that.
All right.
I don't like the way that happened.
They're giving
but,
21 to Mississippi. Who you
But
like?
minus the 21 points. Josh, these point spreads are iffy.
Too much?
So,
Not enough.
I believe they're way too much this week. That's my opinion.
But you're taking Alabama.
But you know what? Guess
Okay.
what? Alabama, they're fixing to get a pep talk.
All right.
And Alabama, if you,
They don't need pep talks.
I
They
think
got some.
I really do think they do.
All right.
Because you take Alabama.
Right.
I'm taking Alabama
You got
this
'em.
week.
I got them.
If you go ahead and you will score 20 points, 25 points, 20,
Maybe
30
50
points,
points.
50 points,
Yeah.
60 points, I mean, come on.
They're going to do it?
I think they're going to do it.
Last
That's the
game
point.
on the list, Jennifer, and we saved the best for last. You got your Georgia Bulldogs giving 3 points to Auburn. Who do you like?
Okay.
We know who you're picking.
I have been seeing this for the past week and a half. Georgia Bulldogs, for some reason, needs a pep talk to me because they've been going down here. I
They've
think
been up
so.
and down.
Up and down a little bit,
Yeah.
but not much. But Georgia Bulldogs, you got this,
Jake
I
Fromm?
believe. Yeah, there you
He's
go.
gonna do it?
Jake is going to do it.
All
He's
right.
gonna, matter of fact, Jake is going to score some touchdowns.
Okay.
This week.
All right.
This week, I'm looking for touchdowns, Jake, because minus the 3 points, I believe that Georgia Bulldogs is going to cover
The 3 points.
the
They're
3
gonna win.
points, and they're going to win it all.
All right. I'm going with you. I'm taking Georgia as
He's
well.
going down by next week.
I've got a couple different ones. We'll see how it works out. That'll wrap it up for this week. For Jennifer Hirsch, I'm Josh Aubrey. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.